You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked out in the backyard and I'm going, oh my gosh. You guys have taken away like 4 years of stress.
Wow.
At first, I didn't know she was still there when I noticed the house. The grass grew unevenly, as if the place had been quietly forgotten by time. I almost believed the rumors that no one lived there anymore, until I saw her standing in the doorway, small and fragile, as if the house itself were holding her upright. She was 90 years old, she later told me, her voice thin but steady. She lived alone in the home she had owned for most of her life, with no family nearby and nowhere else to go. Her clothes hung loosely on her frame, an old cardigan draped over a faded dress from decades ago. Her shoes were worn thin at the soles, and her hands trembled slightly as she gripped the doorframe, embarrassed by the state of the yard and too weak to fix it herself. The neighbors assumed the house was empty because she rarely went outside, because the mold inside made her cough constantly, because the leaking roof confined her to a single room, and because asking for help had slowly become harder than enduring the loneliness. She told me she had tried to manage back when she was stronger, back when she still believed someone might come to visit. But time has a way of quietly taking everything. First your strength, then your pride, and finally the courage to ask for help. As I listened, the overgrown grass stopped looking like neglect and started looking like exhaustion, like a visible record of years spent surviving alone. So I told her I would take care of it, no charge, no questions. She nodded, her eyes filling with tears before she could stop them, whispering that she didn't want to be a burden. That day, I worked slowly and carefully, cutting and edging as if the yard itself might break if handled too roughly. Sweat soaked my shirt while she watched from the window, sitting on a chair pulled close for balance. With every pass, the house seemed to breathe easier. The sidewalk reappeared, the grass lowered, and the place looked less like it was disappearing from the world. When I finished, she stepped outside, moving carefully, stood in the sunlight, and took it all in. Then she said something I will never forget. For the first time in a long while, it felt like the world hadn't completely passed her by. I left knowing I couldn't fix her loneliness, couldn't turn back her age, and couldn't give back the years she had carried alone. But I could give her one day of dignity, one small reminder that she was still seen and still mattered. And it made me wonder, if you noticed someone living quietly like this, would you step in and help, or would you look away? Please like, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts, because stories like hers deserve to be heard.